Have you ever wondered if there's any truth to the healing powers of crystals? Today I'm going to go over some of the science behind crystals. And it's pretty amazing, actually. And it all started with this post that I seen in a pretty smart group on Facebook. I won't say which one, but they shared this image showing different crystals. Each one is like natural obsidian, doesn't do shit. They basically said all these amethysts, rose quartz, doesn't do shit. So I basically laid out some of the stuff that I'm getting ready to show you. And, let's just say before I commented, the whole thread was just full of people making fun of people who, believe in crystals. And after I posted this, it got really quiet. So let's go ahead and look at some of the evidence and science about crystals. So off the bat, I just want to point out to anyone that wants a good resource to really get an idea for how scientific crystals really are. Just want to point out that MIT has open courseware, which means that all of their courses are available for free online. So yes, people want free education. Well, you can get a free education from MIT online today for free, and there's other places too. But you'll see in this link there's an introduction to crystallography, and you'll see there's a bunch of different videos, and you can just go to town with this stuff. And you can see it's pretty scientific. If you know anything about MIT, then you'll know that they're not talking out of their asses here. They're not just sharing memes here, like most people do today. So let's look at some of the other stuff. I'm going to get into more details. This is really sciencey. It's hard to follow a lot of this stuff, but if you really want to know if there's any scientific basis for crystals possessing special qualities, then that's probably your best way to go. I'm going to point out some of these posts, and we're going to see what they had to say. So, it says crystals have been used by the likes of the Romans, ancient Egyptians, the Chinese, ancient Greeks, Indians, and ancient Japanese to promote healing, enlightenment, and the attraction of fulfillment in all forms of desire. Crystal use dates back to at least 6,000 years to the time of the ancient Sumerians of Mesopotamia. So that's basically the beginning of history. If you know about the Sumerians, that's the beginning. And this is kind of off the topic, digressing a little bit, but in school we're all taught we evolved, or we slowly came from cavemen and all this other stuff. That's not what happened. There's no evidence of man progressing into civilization. We look back at the beginning of our records, they had language, they had math. Just look up the Sumerians. They were pretty advanced for being basically the first civilization. So basically what I'm saying is we're not being told the truth about our history, right? We're not being told the truth about very much. Most things are lies, you just when you think you have something that is a truth, you keep on learning, you'll figure out it's a lie very often. So here we go. All crystals are considered to be one of the building blocks of life. They're made from the two most abundant elements on the planet, silicon and oxygen. The atoms bond together under pressure, after which they arrange incredibly stably into a three-dimensionally repeating pattern, giving the crystal its structure. It's very interesting. So here we go. The crystal quartz is one of the most stable crystalline structures around and therefore widely used. It's commonly used in transistors, the world of integrated circuits, and its backbone of all computer chips. It is also used in all forms of electronics, including telephones, mobile military radios, and advanced electronic systems. In the field of laser optics, quartz is used as prisms, timing devices, optical filters. Certain crystals are also used for quartz watches and other timekeeping devices. It seems we are heavily dependent upon crystal technology in our everyday life. It says stone is between 70 to 90% quartz, and I wonder whether quartz's electrical, sound, and light conducting properties had anything to do with their use in ancient stone structures, such as Stonehenge, which, by the way, Paul Van Dyke actually just recently played a show there at Stonehenge, which was pretty cool. But yeah, again, in case you didn't catch that part, quartz conducts electricity, sound, and light. That's really interesting. So, going to get more into the science right here. Quartz crystals possess a very unique property called piezoelectricity. A piezoelectric crystal converts mechanical pressure into electricity. That means that bending or stretching or compressing the crystal creates an electrical current. The reverse is also true. An electrical current causes the crystal to bend, stretch, or compress. So this is really interesting stuff. I mean, I hope you're interested. I hope this has already been, I mean, maybe you didn't even know about the MIT open courseware. Maybe you don't even want to know about crystallography, but check out their other courses. It's free. It's a great resource. But, if you're just now learning about piezoelectricity, it's a well-known scientific fact. This is science, and it comes from a crystal. Even like a grill, a lot of times to ignite the grill, they use a crystal when it like flicks it really hard. So crystals do have an amazing ability, and if you're just now figuring this out or whatever, you're digging this content, guys, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel. That helps me know that you guys are digging what I'm putting out and motivates me to keep on doing more of these videos. Because I was doing a lot of videos before, but they deleted my channel, so I'm trying to get motivated to build it back again, but it's not as motivating anymore because all that progress I made is kind of gone now, and I was excited every day having new subscribers. So I love to see new subscribers, you guys. Plus, when you like it or subscribe to my channel, it lets YouTube know, hey, this guy's good, this guy's got some good videos, so they'll put it out there more. And really, crystals are pretty amazing. Not many people know about them, and most people that even know about them and hear this stuff think it's all just a bunch of new age nonsense. They don't realize how much science is actually behind this, and we're going to keep getting into it. When a quartz crystal is cut or struck together, the pressure applied to it creates an electrical charge. When an electrical charge is applied to the quartz, the crystal distorts and the voltage is removed. The crystal creates an electric field. It vibrates, sometimes 30,000 times per second. Considering our bodies are constantly producing electrical signals, the interaction between us and the crystal is pretty clear. Also, I want to point out this book. If you didn't know, we are electrical creatures, and it can be argued that we're electrical before we are chemical. Our brain is constantly producing electricity. If you rub your feet on the carpet, you can touch something and shock someone. So we are electrical creatures, and crystals obviously have a lot to do with electricity. Before I move on, I want to point out one thing. Orgonite. orgone. Orgonite is the substance, orgone is the energy, and it's created by basically making orgonite, which is a resin with crystals in the middle of it. And when the resin dries, it puts the pressure onto the crystals, and it releases orgone energy, which is like an energy of life. There's different names for it: chi, prana, tachyon energy, scalar energy. I actually interviewed Ken Rohla. I'll put the link to the interview in the description below, and I'll put it at the end of the video. And me and Kim talk about a lot of different things. He's one of the leading minds of orgone energy. He's actually the one who told me about the crystallography course on MIT. But the dude really knows his stuff, and it's a great interview. So when you're done with this video, check that video out as well, because it's full of so much stuff that in 1 hour, and I'm sure you'll learn so much in that little bit of time, because I watched it and then went back and had to redo the video a while later, and I still learned a lot even the second time through. So Ken's really knowledgeable. Check that out. He also makes really great orgonite. He has his own proprietary way of making it. So we have his rest shield and stuff like that. I think he's the dude to go to when it comes to orgonite. But that's just another use of crystals. When the people are using it to like grow plants and all kinds of different things. He actually just put out another video. I got an email today from him. He's actually another good person to put to sign up for his email, because he doesn't send a lot of emails where he's always marketing you to death. And when he sends out an email, they're good. So check out Ken Rohla. Again, the link will be below. Alright, did you know crystals can absorb an indefinite amount of energy? Researchers have been able to demonstrate the ability to store massive amounts of data indefinitely in a synthetic crystal. The research was led by, I'm not even going to try to pronounce his name, it looks Japanese to me, from the University of Southampton in the UK. He successfully recorded a 300 kilobyte digital copy of a text file onto nanostructured glass using ultra-fast and intense pulse laser. There's a link to where you can read the article there. Again, I'm going to link to all this stuff in the description below. But they also stated that it is able to store the vast quantities of data for more than 1 million years. Furthermore, the crystal was capable of thermal stability up to 1,000 degrees centigrade. And I looked it up out of curiosity what that is Fahrenheit. It's 1,832 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's pretty good, because if you store something in a hard drive and a fire happens, it's gone. It's gone. But obviously, according to this science, if it's in a crystal, the information will still be in there. Very interesting. So it gets into more of the technical stuff. I won't read all this to you. I just wanted to kind of point that out. In this article or the next one or something like that, they pointed out another thing about crystals is that they could I already forgot what I was talking about. So here we go. So this goes into this is the article, I think. So it says, how many of you have a laptop, computer, mobile phone which uses an LCD display? I do. I have them on my cameras and stuff like that. Well, says, of course, LCD stands for liquid crystal display. That's right. Crystals are used in the screens of many electronic devices. Although LED screens are now becoming more popular, until recently LCD screens have become the standard model, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. So it goes into the microchips and stuff like that, So I mean, this is really important for computers and technology and stuff like that, So when people think that quartz crystals don't do anything, of course they do. It's well established that they do something. Now, the healing powers of crystals is more up for debate, you know, because people always want to go with the scientific studies. Like, okay, where's the scientific studies? And there needs to be more research done. There's not a lot of research going into studying crystals. So most of it's anecdotal at this point, but the reason why I'm pointing out all this stuff is because it helps understand why and how it can heal the body. And and if it can store information and make screens and all this other stuff, it has to be useful. They're not just pretty rocks. That's what a lot of people think. They're just pretty rocks, and that's far from the truth. So let me just end with this one. This is I may pronounce his name wrong, but Marcel Vogel. He's a leading researcher of luminescence. But anyway, he had 32 patents for his inventions, including magnetic coating for 24-inch drives, all kinds of stuff. He left after 27 years of being with IBM, and he was able to attain more than 100 patents after leaving. Says his work is not to be taken lightly. He was awarded an honorary doctorate for several inventions, innovations, and papers documenting his research. Based on his extensive research into what could be called ether physics, Marcel went on to develop what is now known as the Vogel-shaped crystal. So, you can watch stuff. He has stuff on YouTube, hear him talk, stuff like that. But it actually gets into sacred geometry, the pyramids. He actually claims he was able to corroborate Dr. Baxter's work with the book Primary Perception, about how animals and plants and other life forms can actually basically read our thoughts. Very interesting stuff. Anyway, so it says Vogel's research into incredible power of such geometric shapes has been corroborated by many others, such as Dan Davidson, who carried out over 35 years worth of research on shape power and ether physics, and who came to similar, if not identical, conclusions. This research was documented in his book Shape Power. I want to get that book. It's been on my reading list, my wish list for a long time. Shape Power, because I'm gonna design my own dream home one day, and I will design it in such a way that is unique and a way that makes sense, not just in a way that the other houses in the neighborhood look. So you might want to check out that book if that's something that you're interested in. You might want to check out Shape Power. So there is a full documentary right here, Crystal Visions. I haven't watched it, but I'm I just pulled up this page real quick to find something so I can show you guys, and I found this, and I might end up watching it tonight. I'm pretty interested in it, but but Dr. Vogel was really big into crystals and stuff like that. So this is a very well established, very successful scientist who felt like it was very important for him to spend his time learning about these esoteric subjects. And a lot of people want to poo-poo everyone, for thinking that and everything. So that's why I'm making this video, to kind of clear this up. It's not just a bunch of nonsense. Now I realize most people just share memes, and that's what happened in this case. Somebody shared the meme of the crystals saying that they don't do anything, and everyone's like, oh yeah, I don't know anything that crystals do, so I'm going to share it too. And they all joke about it together, but and I'm not trying to put anyone down, but people just don't know. And knowing is the enemy of learning. When people think that they know it all, there's a lot to learn, and the best teachers are the best students. We should be lifetime students, and if that's you, you're in the right place. That's me. I'm always learning, and I'm trying to bring you guys along for the ride. I spend most of my time learning and a little bit of time teaching, but I want to switch that around. But I'm addicted to learning, and I'm trying to break my habit and try to get a lot of this information out. So make sure to subscribe for future videos, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.